All right. Hello, hello. Welcome. Oh my gosh. I love to I love to keep it real in my classes today. My throat is killing me. I'm exhausted, but I'm here. So if I do a little more talking than actually doing all the moves today, we shall see. We'll see how I feel. But you know what? Listen to your body every day and adjust. I'm practicing what I'm preaching. Will I go 100,000% today? Probably not. Will I emotionally be here all the way? Yes, that's the name of the game. Wanted to start with my vibe check. I've got a big, nice, cozy, giant tea today to give me the warm hug emotionally that I needed, and it is featuring the fabulous company Lucky House MFG, who is the screen printers for Lovely Bones Apparel. Shameless plug for that. Thank you so much. If you're joining live or if you rented this replay, welcome to a Lovely Bones fitness class. Welcome. This is a safe and inclusive space where you are able to challenge yourself while honoring your body and mental health. Today, build class is my strengthening format, and the focus is lower body. So we're going to hit all the major muscle groups of the lower body, nothing left untouched. Always encourage you, especially if you're home, to exercise bare feet. Love doing that. Other than that, what you will need today is your can-do attitude and a safe space to move. Optional to have one heavy weight, whether it's a plate, a kettlebell, a dumbbell, doesn't matter. One heavy weight, one medium weight, and then something akin to my ottoman friend right here. So I've got this perfect sized ottoman. If you have like a step, that's awesome. If you have a chair that you can lie across with no back to it, that works. Just something safe and stable that will act as like a bench, elevated surface, and that's it. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into it. Stand with feet a little bit wider, then hip width distance apart, and start to close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. Place your hands on the outsides of your rib cage. Inhale through your nose. Feel your rib cage expand out into your hands. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale through your nose. Feel your rib cage expand. Exhale, let it go. Two more just like this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Start to pump through your ankles. Ankle pumps. Lift one heel up and then the opposite heel. Back and forth, alternating between left and right feet, showing you from the side. Little kind of like almost walking in place without picking up your feet. You can add a little speed to it if that feels good. We are revving up your nervous system from 0 to 100 or whatever you can give me today, right? Appropriately revving up your nervous system and starting to move through the joints and activating the muscles that we're going to ask to work, therefore optimizing our workout and minimizing the risk of injury. Pump left and right. Here we go. Butt kicks in 3, 2, 1. Butt kick. Start to lift one heel up towards your bum and then the other, again, alternating between left and right feet. Hold on to a stable surface if you need to, especially as we're warming up here. Maybe you're feeling yourself a little not quite into it. Make sure you're safe always. As you're kicking your heel up towards your bum, your heel does not need to kick your butt. What you're warming up here is your hamstring muscles. So the muscles on the back side of your thigh, feel those muscles activate as you bend your knee back and forth. We're tapping into our bodies here, revving up. So start to tap, tap, tap on muscle groups if you want to really start to activate them. Back and forth. Marches with a little crunch, left and right in 3, 2, Last one, marches in the front. Lift one knee up and then the other, as high as you feel comfortable. And if you want to, as you lift your left knee, crunch over to the left. As you lift your right knee, crunch over and to the right, ever so slightly. We're really getting these hip flexor muscles here. Little quad, back and forth. Doesn't need to be crazy with the abs. This is a lower body class, but we're really getting those hip flexors from both ends here, lifting that thigh towards you and bringing that pelvis kind of towards your thigh, back and forth. Hip external rotation taps in 3, 2, 1. Tap the insides of your feet. Only if that feels comfortable. You do not need to tap them. You can move in the, or rather, go through the motion without physically tapping your feet. But if that feels good to you, it's a little satisfying tap on the inside of that foot. We're externally rotating the hip. Even though your feet are coming in, your hip is externally rotating, starting to warm up some of that musculature. Hip internal rotation taps in 3. Last 2. This is our last move, last one. Hip internal rotation taps. If it feels good to you, tap the outside of your feet. If that does not feel good to you, just go through the motion. Again, your feet are moving to the outside, but you're internally rotating that hip. This tends to be a much smaller range of motion, so don't push through anything. Just make sure you're feeling good. All right, little heel and then toe raises in 2. Last one, last warm-up move. Hold on to something stable, even fingertips on the wall, and start to lift your heels up. Just a few quick ones here. Start to amp up the speed. If that feels good to you, feel your calves start to burn a little bit. Toe raises in 3, 2, 1. Flip that script, lift those toes, slightly bend into the knees and the hips. Lift those toes up, up, up. Start to feel the muscles in the front of the shin light up. Last 3. Going into our strength. In 1. Shake it out. Set number 1. Exercise 1 is glute bridges. So I will show you a modification on the ground, but if you are up for it, I want you to grab your heavy weight and I want you to grab your bench, your ottoman, your chair, whatever it is. So I will show you a modification with no equipment in just a second, but if you're up with me, I want you to put your torso, your trunk on that stable surface. Put your feet flat on the floor. Make sure that your bum is completely off that surface and you can play with how low or high you go. I tend to like right below my shoulder blade so that I have a nice range of motion to dip down and come up. I am keeping my core as neutral as I can the whole time so that I'm not bending excessively through my back, keeping that core tight and driving through my hips. So lifting your hips up and lower down, hips up, lower down. If you get a little back movement, that's fine. Just make sure you feel good. If this does not feel good, or if you don't have any equipment, lie down on your back on the floor, regular bridge position, feet flat, and lift your bum up and down, up and down. Squeeze those glutes. Tap, tap, tap your glute muscles if you need to. If you're not feeling it, start to move nice and slow. And if you're up for it, you can place a weight across the top of your hips for a little resistance. Act like you're moving through glue. If you don't have any weight, act like you're pressing through glue on the way up and the way down. You've got this. Keep going wherever you're at, wherever feels best for you. Let's go. Killing it. Lift and lower. Weight across the hips if that feels good to you. Making sure that if you're doing the elevated trunk variation, that your back feels stable and pain-free the entire time. You should not be burning through your back with this. You've got this. Make sure you're feeling that glute squeeze. Might be counterintuitive, but you can drop the weight and just focus on moving slowly and steadily through the motion and physically tapping those muscles, thinking about what's squeezing and what's moving can help you activate and tune in to that part of your body first. And then you can add external resistance. Always make sure you feel good. Last 5 right here. Last 4. Down to the floor in 3. Hip flexor up and overs in 2. Last 1. Down to the floor. Woo! Feeling that. Down to the floor. You can use something like a dumbbell, a water bottle, anything like that. Or you can just imagine. I want you to place your left foot flat on the mat. Spread your legs wide. Give yourself some room. Right leg is long and diagonal, pointing away from you. In this position, lean back on your hands or support yourself with a stable wall or chair behind you and lift your foot up and over the dumbbell or the imaginary dumbbell or the water bottle, etc. Lift your foot up and over. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your quad muscle to straighten your leg. Feel your hip flexors right at that not curve, crux, right at the crease, Megan, the crease. Right at the crease of your hip. Your hip flexors moving you up and over, back and forth. This is no joke. The higher you go, the harder it is. Keep going if you've got it. Make sure you are only moving in a range that is to your tolerance. If you need to play with how wide your legs are open or shut, the angle of your foot and leg, how far back you're leaning, how supported you are. Make sure you feel good in this exercise. If this is too much, you can lift up and down, back and forth. You've got this. Last 5, switch sides in 4. Last 3, sweet God. Last 2, last 1. Switch sides, same exact thing, opposite side. Give yourself a nice arc of motion to work with here. Right foot is flat, left foot is pointed up towards the ceiling, or the toes, I should say, pointed up towards the ceiling. Straighten that left leg, squeeze that quad, lift up and over your object or imaginary object. Only as high as you feel comfortable. If your water bottle or whatever it is feeling like too much again, you can lift and lower, pretend to go up and over an object or go straight up and down if this isn't feeling good for your hip. Ultimately, if you push through pain or if you're not feeling the muscles contract, you are not doing yourself a justice. You are certainly not wasting your time. I would never want to say that, but you're certainly not getting the bang for your buck that you could. And nobody wants to leave anything on the table if they can help it, right? Not getting the bang for your buck and, also knowing that you left that on a table in a routine that is super biomechanically efficient and safe for your joints. And I like to think promoting of your mental health in any given moment. Last 2. Did I distract you with my rambling? Last 1. Oh, sweet Jesus. Lying down on your side for side leg lifts. And excuse me, I'm going to give a variation to that. You can lie all the way down on your side, or you can come up in what I like to call tripod position with me. So if you're up here, you're on your right knee, your right hand's flat, your left foot is long, right in line with your spine. Lift that left foot up and over, tap it back. Lift it up and to the front, tap it forward. Up and to the back, up and tap it forward. So just like those hip flexor up and overs, just in a different plane. Up and over. You should feel that side booty working. Make sure you don't just let gravity take you down. You are working the whole time. Slow control lift, slow control lower. Keep going if you've got that. If that's too much for you, you can lie all the way down on your side, bend that bottom knee, and lift and lower that top leg. You can still do the up and overs. If that's too much, you can reduce that range of motion, make the up and overs a little smaller, or you can simply go up and down. If you're going up and down, I encourage you to bring your leg back behind you just a little bit. That angle honors the orientation of the fibers of this muscle. They're at a little bit of an angle here. You got this. Last 5, wherever you're at. Keep going. Last 4. Last 3. 2. Switch sides. In 1. Switch sides. So whether you're all the way down, head in your hand, or you're up here in tripod, get right into it. If you're in tripod, you're on your left hand, left knee, right foot is out straight. Lift it up, bring it back, lift it up, bring it forward. So you can use your exercise mat as a guide if you need to. If it feels good, you can go a little bit wider than that range. If that doesn't feel good, bring it in. Even if you're doing a little micro movement, you are still getting that good joint lubrication. You're getting the mental health benefits. You're getting your blood flowing. And you are still activating that muscle in a range that feels good for your body. That is the key. If you feel pain, emotional or physical, you are not going to get the results you want. Let's go. That's not to say you can't motivate yourself and push yourself, but I find that people push themselves too hard to a detriment and have no idea how much it's hindering their progress. You've got this. Let's go. Lift and lower. Nice, slow, and controlled. Last 5 right here. Glute bridges again in 4. Last 3. Tap, tap, tap if you need to. Last 2. Let's go. Last 1. Woo! Come back into your glute bridge, whether you are flat on the mat or whether you're using your handy dandy bench ottoman, etc. I need to name my ottoman. I love this little guy. All right, get right into it. Lying flat on your back or back supported on an elevated surface. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Flat on the mat in front of you. Optional weight across your hips. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You've got this. Squeeze your bum at the top. Make that lower nice, slow, and controlled. If you don't have a weight to work with, act like you are pressing through glue on the way up and the way down. Squeeze those muscles. Squeeze your bum as you come up. Make sure that core is not bending or arching drastically. Keep going if you've got it. I pushed myself a little too far on my ottoman. Keep going, fam. You've got this. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let's go. Last, can you give me 10? 9. Never count this long. 8. 7. Let's go. 6. 5. Hip flexor up and overs in 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Slowly lower down. Set up that dumbbell or picture your perfect height object right in front of you. Come back on your hands. Left foot is flat, right leg is long. Legs are wide. When you are ready, lift up and over. Up and over. Squeeze that quad. Those muscles on the top of your thigh. Squeeze to straighten that leg. Toes are pointed up. Lift up and over. Let's go. up and over. You've got this. Today is a Tuesday, you guys, but it's got Monday energy to me. It's got Monday energy. I am tired. I'm tired. It's after work, but we are here victoriously taking care of our bodies. What is more beautiful than that? And you know what? Even when you're tired and you go into a workout and you're like, yeah, I feel up for this, but I am tuckered. Would I rather be watching, old seasons of Survivor on Netflix? Sure. Or Hulu, excuse me. But I'm here, and afterwards, I bet you're going to feel amazing. Let's go. Last 5. Sweet God. 4. Woo! Last 3. Let's go. 2. Last 1. Nice job. Switch sides. Right foot is flat. Left foot is long. When you are ready, up and over. Same thing, opposite side. Up and over. Let's go. Squeeze that quad. Leg is straight. Feel at your hip. This is where you're driving it. You're not lifting with your foot. You're driving from your hip. Flexing that hip. Let's go. Up and over. Every time I say same thing, opposite side, I'm always tempted to say this dumb thing that my grandfather says. God love him. He has the best dumb humor in the game. He'll say it's the same thing, except different. Same thing, except different. I always think about that every single time. I switch sides. Last 5. Last 4. Last 3. Sweet God. Last 2. Last 1. Nice job. Tripod. Side lying leg lifts. Whether you're down all the way on the mat, option to head in the hand. Head in the hand, lift from here. Or up in tripod. Left hand and left knee on the mat with your right leg long. Up and down. Lift up, down and back. Up, forward. Up into the back. Up into the front. Feel that side booty squeeze as you lift up. Feel that side booty working to control you as you slowly lower your leg down. Nice, slow, and controlled. Your upper body is one straight line right until your hip, and just below that hip, the leg moves forward and back. Try to keep that spine right in line the whole time. You're not herky-jerkying forward and back. It's just all coming from that hip. Let's go. You've got this. You are a little bit more than halfway through your workout. Let's go. Last 5 right here. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Nice job. Switch sides. Again, option to be down all the way, head in your hand, or kick it up here in tripod with me. On your right hand, right knee, left leg is long, lift it up, tap it back behind you, lift it up, tap it in the front. Let's go. Lift and lower, just a tap, toe tap down. You want to try to work this whole time. You've got this. Use, if you're feeling unsteady in the tripod and that's causing you not to feel the muscle contraction, come down and lie on your side. Always just more important when you're in a strength building class, maintaining or building strength, to feel that muscle squeeze. If you can't feel it, you might be working too hard to balance yourself, in which case you might feel it more down here. That's always a consideration. People automatically assume, and it's society's fault, not your fault, automatically assume that taking, the different option that looks easier, maybe feels easier to you just by look, they think that that's a sign of weakness or that they're regressing, when really, if you're not feeling the muscle contract at any given point, and then you do feel it with another exercise, you can think of that as a progression. You are getting to the point where you can actually progress. You can effectively feel that muscle firing and therefore get the optimal strength benefits from it. It's all about what's right for your body. It's never about what's harder or easier for, just as a general stamp on the exercise. Let's go. Wherever you're at. Last 3. You get on a soapbox all day. Last 2. Let's go. Last 1. Nice job. Shake it out. Going into set number 2. If you've got that elevated surface, bring it back. Your feet are going on it this time. So if you're barefoot like me and you do not have a padded elevated surface, definitely put a towel or something comfortable under your heels. I will show you a modification without this surface in just a second. Hamstring bridges. Again, option to put that weight over the top of your hips. Again, in a bridge position, put your heels up onto the surface. Your shins should be relatively 90 degrees relative to your thigh bone, and thigh bone about 90 degrees to your torso, your spine. In this position, lift your bum up and lower down. Same motion with a little bit different focus. So as you're lifting up and down, act like you are pulling. Pull, pull, pull your heels toward your bum. The whole time as you lift and lower, pull, pull, pull those heels towards your bum. Obviously, your heels are not moving. This is an isometric contraction. So contracting without moving. Isometrically drag those heels towards your bum as you lift and lower. Focus on those hamstrings here. Let's go. Keep going if you've got that. If you're on the floor, you can simply lift your toes up, bring your heels a bit away from your bum, lift your bum and lower down. Same thing. As you lift your bum up, drag those heels in towards your bum, down and in, drag, down and in, drag, 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 pull. As you lift and lower, pull, pull, pull those heels down the entire time. Feel those hamstrings, back of your thigh, light up. Let's go. Option to put the weight on top of your hips. If you are dragging with all your might those heels, you probably don't even need a weight. Let's go. Lift and lower. Go at a speed that feels comfortable to you, that is controlled. No herky-jerky momentum, only lifting as high as your tummy still being right in line with your spine. No arching of that low back. Let's go. Last 5, 4, wall sits in 3, last 2, last 1. Whew. Shake it out if you need to. That is no joke. Over to a wall. If you don't have a wall, I'll give you a modification in just a second, but hopefully you do. If you're indoors, you probably have a wall. Go ahead and come down, sink into a squat position. Back is up against the wall. Come down only as far as you feel comfortable. In this position, knees are bent, back is against the wall, chest is lifted. I want you to act like you are pushing down and away into the ground, diagonally away from you, down and away. You should feel your quads light up the second you do that. Push down and away. You are utilizing the ground reaction force. Ooh, science, ground reaction force, equal and opposite reaction. You're pushing down and away, therefore the force is up and back at you. This increases the load to the quads. Pretty incredible. In this position, lift your toes up and down. You can still press down and away with your heels as you lift your toes up and down. If that's too much for you, don't worry about the pressing. Just lift those toes. If the toes is too much for you and it's all too much together, you can just stay in this wall sit right here. Keep going. Lift, lift, lift those toes if you're up for it. If you do not have a wall at your disposal, you can come in to a little squat, pulse up and down. Just think about hinging at the knees here. You can let your knees come forward towards your toes if that feels good for you. Little pulses in middle range, up and down. Let's go, wherever you're at. Keep it up. Wall sit with or without toe lifts. If you can handle it, greatly encourage these toe lifts, getting the shin going here. A little anterior chain work. Let's go, keep going wherever you're at. You got this. Last 5, 4, 3, calf raises in 2, last 1. Nice job. Come up and out. Calf raises. When you're ready, I want you to come to a wall if you have that at your disposal, or a stable surface. Lift up and lower down. This is where I want you to stay. If this feels good, hold on to a stable surface. Lift and lower your heels. Up and down. If this all feels good and you have a wall at your disposal, I want you to lean into the wall, step away from the wall, lean in, keep your body all in a straight line, and lift and lower those heels. By leaning forward, you are placing more force through the calf, or through the ankle, I should say. You're making the calf work harder, using your position relative to gravity. You should feel those calves start to work. Let's go. Keep going. Lift and lower. Up and down. If with that leaning forward, keep going if you've got it. If that is still not hard enough, you can switch to 1 foot if that feels good for you. Or you can switch to 1 foot standing. So many options here. Let's go. Last 5. Last 4. 3. Hamstring bridges again in 2. Last 1. Nice job. Whew. Shake it out. Hamstring bridges again. Same thing. Lying down on your back. Heels on the mat or heels on your elevated surface. Place those heels up. 90-90 with your shin, thigh, and torso in this position. Lift your bum up as you act as if you are dragging your heels down and in. Act like if you're digging your heels into sand, dragging them towards your bum as you lift and lower. Option to hold a weight on top of your hips. Let's go. You've got this. Lift and lower. Keep going if you've got it. Again, if you're on the ground, you can do the same thing. Heels on the floor, lift and lower. Let's go. You've got this. Your hamstring muscles bend your knee, but they also, so they attach the back of the knee, and they also attach all the way up, like literally right underneath your butt cheek, all the way up at your pelvis. So the hamstrings do a lot in regards to hip extension and controlling the motion as you come into flexion. So controlling that motion as you like decelerate forward. Sprinters, hamstrings are going to be huge. So we're kind of working them at both sides here. All that to say, let's go. Sweet Jesus. Last 5. Keep going. You've got this. Last 4. Last 3. Wall sits in 2. Last 1. Whoo! Sweet God. Wall sits. I would love a compilation of like all the things I say during this class. Or maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'd hate it. Go ahead and wall sit. If you've got that wall at your disposal, press your bum up against that wall. Again, 90-90. Your thighs should be about 90 degrees with your torso, your shin with your thighs. In this position, if you can take it, push your heels down and away from you. Feel those quads turn on. In this position, lift and lower those toes if that feels comfortable to you. Let's go. If you've got no wall, keep going if you've got that. If you've got no wall, little squats. Feet are a little wider than hip width distance apart. Come up and down. Let those knees come over toes. If that feels comfortable for you, hips and torso are steady. Really thinking about bending and straightening the knees and pulsing within this small range. You've got this. Chest is lifted, gaze is up. Let's go. Wherever you're at, you've got it. You are killing it. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Whenever you are taking this class, you're a rock star. Let's go. Lift and lower. If you're not feeling your shins or any other muscle, you can tap, tap, tap those muscles, activate the mechanoreceptors, tell them we want them to work. Let's go. Last 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Nice job. Come away from that wall. Or actually, excuse me, stay near the wall. Come away from it with your back and place your hands on that wall. If you are ready and you have a wall at your disposal, place your hands on the wall, step back. Make sure your whole body is one straight line. Hinge forward at that ankle joint and lift and lower your heels. Lift and lower. You just want to make sure you're not leaning in tummy first or like this with your butt stuck out. You're one straight line, more or less, and you're lifting and lowering with your heels. Keep going if you've got it. If that's too much, you can stand up nice and tall, fingertips on a stable surface, lift and lower through the heels. You've got this. Let's go. Lift and lower. We've only got one little burner set of exercises right after this, and then you are done. Let's go. Little burner set of single leg bridges, and then you are done. Last 10. Let's go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, burner set in 4, 3, 2, last 1. Come down on your back, kick, not really, move safely your stable surface, your ottoman, your whatever, away from you. Come down onto your back. Last move, last strength move. You've got this. Single leg bridges, only if it feels good. Option to take a classic double leg bridge right here and stay in a little pulse zone, little pulses. If you are up for it, place your left foot on the mat, lift your right leg. You can bend your knee, lift it up here, or you can lift it out long, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Bring your heel in a little bit closer to your bum, lift and lower. Lift that left butt cheek up and lower down. Again, put that other leg wherever feels most comfortable for you. I'm gonna bend my knee, lift it right up here. Play with how far away that heel is from your bum. Really think about squeezing that left butt cheek as you lift and lower. If you're not feeling it, go ahead and take that double leg bridge. Make sure you can feel your bum squeeze. Big butt cheek muscle. Gluteus maximus. You've got this wherever you're at. Left leg or double leg. Last 5, 4, let's go, 3, 2, last 1. Take a little break. One more round of double leg if you're up for it, or excuse me, if you were doing that, and then one more round of double. Oh my God, Megan. One more round of whatever you were just doing. Switch to your right leg. Switch to your right leg if you're up for the single leg bridge, and lift your right butt cheek off that floor, up and down. Let's go. If this is too much for you, you're not feeling the muscle squeeze, take that double leg bridge. Maybe do a little pulse in mid-range. Squeeze and lower. Squeeze and lower. Let's go. Wherever you're at, you've got this. Lift and lower. Make sure you can feel the muscles squeeze wherever you're at. Last 5. This is it. Last 4. Cool down in 3. Last 2. Last 1. Whew. Nice job. In this position, lying on your back, Bring your feet as wide as an exercise mat and start to windshield wiper your knees left and right. Windshield wiper those knees left and right. Start to calm your breathing. And we're bringing it down. Do not skip on the cool down. I might say that for like every class I teach for forever. But you can't skip on the cool down. The warm up is important. I know we talked about revving the nervous system up. The cool down is arguably more important. I'm sure you could argue that, but in my humble opinion, more important, because not only are you revving that nervous system back down for the sake of stopping that pumping of stress hormones in your body and kind of literally bringing yourself mentally back to a relaxed place. Not only are you doing that, but you are regulating your nervous system, you're regulating your whole body to optimally recover after your workout. You are putting your body in a place where not only, again, are you just more comfortable, less stress pumping going through the rest of your day, but you've also sent your brain signals that you are ready to recover, repair the tissues that you just put such high demand on so that they can grow back stronger or maintain the strength that you already have. You put yourself at way less risk of injury by doing this. There are just so many benefits. It is so crucial to optimize your results and reduce your risk of any adverse effect, mentally or physically. Ninja kicks into last one. Ninja kicks, gently hold on to the backs of your thighs, only bringing your knees as far into your body as you feel comfortable. When you're ready, start to lift one heel up towards the ceiling, bring it down and lift the opposite side. So extending one leg and then the other, alternating back and forth. Bend your knee, straighten your knee, alternating between left and right. Little extra. Bring your toes in towards your nose as you lift that leg up. If that feels tingly, shooting, painful at all, you can keep your feet pointed down like you're pressing on the gas pedal the entire time. You can bring your knees further away from your nose. All of those are options to put that big sciatic nerve bundle on less of a taut position. You can also option to just kick out one leg and then the other, all the way down here if that's always uncomfortable for you. Make sure you are listening to your body. I love a ninja kick. Keep going. Nice job. Coming up into a standing position in 3, 2, last one. I rarely end in standing, but we ended our exercise, our strength exercise in laying down. So I started with those exercises and it felt good. Sorry to make you stand, but slowly come up into a standing position. When you're ready, bring your feet wide and start to circle your hips in one direction. Whew. Goodness gracious, my throat, my nose, things are moving. The sinuses are flowing. I'm sure it sounds so beautiful to you. Circle your hips in one direction. Big circles with the cool down. Unlike the warm up where we were really honing in on, okay, what muscles are working? Let me tap in. Let me, get in my body, start to feel this. Let me literally physically tap the muscles to start revving it up to make sure I feel it working. Unlike that, with the cool down, you are bringing it down. You're just moving fluidly through the joints, maybe dynamically stretching the muscles that you just asked to work, but not thinking about it too much. Just, yes, mindfully and intentionally moving through these specific motions, but in a way that's just fluid and relaxed, Does not take a lot of mental energy. We're bringing it down. Switch directions in 2. Last 1. Switch directions, big hip circles, opposite direction. Hip circles, breathing, and then you are out of here. Big hip circles. In just a second, we are going to end with diaphragmatic breathing, how I end every single class. You can do it in any position that feels comfortable, lying down, standing up, sitting, supported with your back against a wall, whatever feels good to you. Inhaling and letting your rib cage expand in 360 degrees. Exhaling, letting it all go. Let's breathe together in 2. Last 1. Shake it out if you need to. I'm just going to simply sit back right into the wall for a little support. Feels good to stand. I was sitting a lot today. I encourage you to sit, lie down, whatever feels most comfortable for you. You can place a hand on your belly button, a hand on your heart. Again, only if that's good, comfortable for you. When you're ready, inhale through your nose and feel your rib cage expand in 360 degrees, all the way around. Inhale through your nose. Feel your belly fill with air, rib cage expands. Exhale through your mouth like you're fogging a window. Let it go. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Let it go. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2 right here. Inhale. Exhale. Last 1. Inhale any and all negative vibes, stress, anything you came in with. Inhale it all right here. Inhale, inhale. Fill your belly fill with air. Maybe at the top you take 1 more gulp. How far can you expand? And when you're ready, open your mouth. Exhale, let it all go. Let all the bad vibes go. Come into the rest of your day, your evening, whatever it is, with good energy, knowing that you showed up for yourself today. Give yourself a little round of applause, a pat on the back. I hope you feel victorious because you deserve to. Oh my gosh, only 2 classes left for my $5 Fitness in January 2023 deal. If you haven't yet and you're up for it, I'm teaching Thursday at 7:15 a.m. East, Friday at 7:15 a.m. East, and both are up for the 48-hour rent-a replay, no extra cost, just $5. I have so loved seeing so many people jump on this deal and start off their new year in what I like to believe a super fabulous safe space fitness place. I absolutely love it. Thank you again for those who joined live or anyone who rented the replay. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I'm going to go blow my nose. Take care. You're so welcome. Thanks, Susan. Bye.